Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. I wanted to do a Moby episode this time because why not, right? I always thought this was an interesting use of sampling, and it's definitely from an interesting artist, right? Moby. And this is from his, I think it was his third or fourth album, right? He had an interesting time, this guy. He rose to fame, like, I would say, underground fame, I should say, in the rave scene with the song called Go, and in particular the Wood Tick mix. Another great sample there is Twin Peaks, one of the themes or songs from Twin Peaks he sampled. That kind of stuff, right? So Moby, did that, and then he had this album called Animal Rights, which, to be honest, I haven't listened to, but apparently it flopped. It fucking flopped in a big way. Why don't we give it a quick listen here for the first time and see what was going on? Let's pick a random track. Come on, baby.
You wouldn't steal a video.
Can you make my love console myself? 'Cause I'm broken with no one else. I was so unfair, but I know that was everything. Love was a...
Alright, yeah, look, I can see why it might have flopped. No offense, Moby. That seems not the worst. But anyway, I guess compared to the trajectory he was on, it wasn't good, and he got upset, and he was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go home and start messing around with stuff again, right? Nearly ended his career, allegedly. But in the background, electronica itself was picking up in a big way, so that was raising up, and Moby was sort of not doing as great. But then he went back to his studio and he made this album called Play, and it was unique in that it was kind of, I guess, introspective, kind of lonely electronica. I'm just going to get up YouTube Studio here so I can actually get into the album a bit more. Porcelain. Sorry, where am I going? Go to the album.
Honey, come back. Sometime I'm on a red blackjack. Sometime I get a hump in my back. Sometime
you know that one?
Sometime honey, come back. Sometime I'm on a red blackjack. Ooh, Lord, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lord.
You know that one? You know that one? You might know a lot of them, because what happened with this album that was interesting is it didn't take off straight away, but what Moby's manager did was licensed every song on the album to anything, right? Games, advertisements, movies, TV shows, whatever, you name it, they licensed it, right? And that actually propelled the song, right? So you'd see it on a Volkswagen ad, or you'd see it on a, trailer for the beach or whatever it might be. And it was a unique sound as well, to be fair. Like, it was kind of cool. It was coming at a time when trip hop was a sound that was already having an identity through, like, Massive Attack, Portishead, these kind of guys. But yeah, Moby got a lot of criticism for kind of commercializing electronic music through this album, right? Moby got a lot of criticism for a lot of stuff, right? Eminem, one of his fiercest critics in the song Without Me, they had a bit of beef, funnily enough. But anyway, the the critics were saying, oh, you commercialized on like electronic music, and that it would have happened anyway, I think, right? That shift was probably coming. I think some other album would have jumped in there, but Moby's licensing move propelled him to fame. It's an interesting story, right? He's an interesting guy, definitely. I wouldn't be a huge Moby fan, but I love that Go Wood Tick, and I think this album has its own place in sample history. But what I want to try and do, as always, is forget about the knowledge and see if I can recreate Porcelain. So let's give Porcelain another listen. Iconic song, and it gives me so much nostalgia, right, of being like a 8-year-old or whatever, just being like, what's going on? What is this music? What's he saying? I thought that was Moby singing the hey and all the other stuff, but what he did was he sampled a load of these he sampled a lot of like old blues singers, tribes singers. Like this is from the Esikhawini choir. Maybe we'll do that sample first, right? The Esikhawini choir, Uti Negale Male, right? And that's a traditional tribe singing in South Africa. So that must be the main bit, right? So let's get into the sampling side. And before I do that, I need to introduce my guest, the boss man, Dr. Sample. Hello, Dr. Sample.
Hey, what's up? Hello.
It's good for you to be with us today, as always. I wouldn't be able to do this without you.
Hey, what's up? Hello.
Hello to you too. Let's get sampling. So he took that bit of that person singing and he used two pieces. So let's first of all resample. Okay, so first he did the hey. And the second bit was the that should be okay. Now, the next bit is a really interesting sample, right? So he has those two bits first of all. Then he goes and says, how about I go watch some movies, take my mind off the sampling for a while? And he goes and watches Exodus with a soundtrack by Ernest Gold. And he hears this little bit called Fight for Survival, which is the song. Now, maybe he was sampling the soundtrack, to be fair, not watching the movie. But still, we like to tell a story on this show. And I'm sure he maybe watch the movie later after this song gave him some fame. But anyway. The bit he took, old Mobster, said, I'm going to sample that. And that way of the, you know, that big orchestra, to get his ramp up, he reversed it. So let's play it in reverse. So there you go. So let's mark it in. Now that it's in reverse, see what we can get. Pretty cool, right? Something I just realized as well. When you're in reverse, start and end becomes end and start. Lay it down, flip it and reverse it. Alright, just like Missy Elliott did. So now we have Isn't that cool? Right? 2 obscure samples that he put together. Why do we get the drums in as well? Because they're right here in front of me on Who Sampled. And the drums are taken from Destiny, the remix by Electra. I've heard of them. Destiny remix. Don't know much about them, by the way. But I've heard them. There you go. And the top comment says, "Who's there because odd Moby?" That's me. You know me so well. Let me reply. Me. Gotta engage, right? And speaking of engage, why don't you drop a comment on the video right now? Go on. It doesn't take much. Just say, hey. If you like the video, say hey. If you really like it, hit the subscribe button. That would be cool as well. But let's get in those drums. But let's give this a listen first. Beautiful. And Moby probably had a bunch of these records around from his DJ days and was like, oh, I'll use the drums from that. They're great. So let's sample them in. Can't do that. Okay, so we have the, and we have the, so he slowed that down anyway. fine. For demonstration purposes, that's fine. So Moby says, I've got some samples. Let's go. There you go. That's how he made Porcelain. And then he obviously put his little piano over it. I don't have my piano right now. It's over the road at Tommy Finger's gaff. But I'll get it back soon. But I won't even play it on this show at least. I'll play it in the spare room. And he sang over it as well. He sang some lonely lyrics. He went on to, become an interesting character is all I'll say. I won't badmouth anyone on this show, but he has some beef with people beyond Eminem, interestingly enough. But art and the artist, all that good stuff, like I said with Kanye before, you gotta appreciate some good samples and some good creative thinking, and that's what I like to do. So shout out to Moby, and shout out to all of you watching. Enjoy it. Have a good time. I'm going to leave you with the sounds of Electra.